What's up, guys? It's your boy Rav with Riding and Vibing. Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove and install the rear tire on my 1993 Honda Shadow 600. Thank you for tuning in, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's show you how to do this. Okay, so for the rear tire, what I found to work is a 15/16 for the right side, exhaust side, and then for the left side, what I found to work is a 17mm to hold it while you crank it down to get that axle loose. Let's get to it. Now, if it's stubborn, and you want to cheat a little bit and you got a little extra money, or you already have it on hand, get yourself a torque wrench. Set it all the way to the top setting. Now, a lot of mechanics will tell you don't do that, you could ruin your torque wrench. We're doing this cheap. I don't care. Let's get to it. Now that we broke it loose, we can go ahead and we can finish it the rest of the way off. And there we are. Here we go. Set that to the side in a safe place where we won't lose it. Alright, very quickly, forgot one step. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to push this drum handle forward and unscrew this little bolt. Keeps it on. You can move that and keep that bolt that we just took off of this handle right here. That's for the rear drum brake. We're going to keep that in a safe place. Bada bing, bada boom. Cotter pin out. Get a new one. They're cheap. They're about 20 cents each. All right, I got this bracket piece here. It's going to be a 12mm. After you take that cotter pin out, it fits perfectly. Hold that drum there so that it doesn't end up falling off. Take that washer off, and then you should be able to take that bracket off. Very quickly, before you take this puppy out, you're going to want to unscrew this and this. That keeps the chain tight. So you're going to want to remember what point this axle was at. There's going to be a little notch right here. You're going to want to remember which point it was at. So for instance, this one is at 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th mark, right dead center of that 5th mark. So just remember that, and go ahead and unscrew this bolt first, then unscrew that, and the tire should come forward. You're going to want to do the same on the other side. Remember which mark it's at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So they're perfectly aligned as they should be. So you're going to unscrew that bolt first, and then you're going to unscrew this completely, and the tire should move forward. Once you get that chain off, you'll be able to take the entire tire off after you remove the axle, all the spacers. The measurement for those two bolts right there are going to both be 14mm, okay? We're going to do this exact same on the other side. Somebody I know learned the hard way that hitting it with a hammer brakes, you'll end up missing, hitting threads, and then you need an entirely new axle. So get a block of wood, put it on there firmly, and that's just like that. You'll never harm it. There you are, guys. Don't lay this on the ground. You don't want to get all crud all over this. I'm going to tell you what you should do before installing it back on. It's a very important part. You're going to go ahead and remove this. This helps the alignment piece. Let's call it that. I'm not sure the exact terminology. You got your right spacer. I'll show you how to put that tool on properly again when we go back to it. And now you got your left spacer. Pull your tire forward a little bit. I'm going to gently take off this chain here, the filthy boy. You now should be able to roll this puppy completely off. The rear end has to go up a little bit because it's hitting the license plate. There we are, tire is off. Don't lose this rubber piece, it goes right there. We're gonna put this tire inside my car where we can then bring it to cycle gear to get the tire changed. Here we go, guys. Brand new tires, freshly installed. Now we go back and install them. Let's do it. All right, it is to note the right side spacer, which is the exhaust side, kind of shorty, let's call it a short side and then a fat side. That fat side has to be facing outwards to the right. The short side is going to be touching the drum side. So the orientation is going to be like that. Don't put it on the other way, you'll regret it. How much is on my finger? Not much at all. Right. Just want to get a little bit of grease in there, that's it. And then, like I said, that's going to go on this side. The small end is going to be facing the drum. You have another spacer on the left. Wash that off a little bit. Just get a little extra grease. Like I said, literally almost nothing at all. But you still want to make sure you have enough in there. It's just, if you glob it in there, it's just going to end up pushing out and then spreading everywhere while you're riding. You don't want that. You just need a little bit. Because I can still feel how greased up it is. So, nice little grease amount right there. Maybe some on the mating surfaces when we put it on. You're going to get your axle. Wipe that puppy down from all the old grease. And then you're going to get some grease again. Nice good coat on that puppy right there. Nice coat. If I touch every part of it, you feel some on it. It doesn't feel gritty. Make sure you don't get any grease on the threads. You don't want none of that. Not that I did, but just showing you. And then we're going to enter from the left side, and we're not going to touch this big spacer just yet. We're just going to hold the axle, and we're going to hold the spacer for the left side. Now, for the left side spacer, it can only go in one way. It's going to slide into that bearing that you have in there. Just put it right in there. Make sure you got a little bit of grease.
Way too much. Nice and greased up.
Fat end is going to be closest to the left side. But like I said, it only goes on one way. Good catch. You're going to want to grab your chain. Bring it through. Wrap it around your sprocket. Don't worry, you're going to adjust the chain and everything later. So now that we got the chain technically on, we're going to put this spacer in. Now that we got that spacer on, we're going to wipe our hands off a little bit. Since we're touching the tire and we got so much grease and everything all over our hands, we're going to get the tire at a good position. Just before it hits the drum, so that you can get your other spacer. Yep, we grease that up. And again, small end is going to go towards the drum. And slide it all the way through. We'll go over it real quick. You got the chain on. Then you're going to get the axle, the chain adjuster, and the left side spacer. You're going to thread all of that through after the chain. Then we're going to go to the right side. You're going to bring it just flush with this drum, that tip of the drum where the axle comes through. You're going to put the right side spacer in, and you're going to put that into there, and you're going to put your chain adjuster in and thread it all the way through. Then final step is to get your axle nut, thread that puppy on like so. Bam. Now finally we are going to get the drum aligned properly to put this puppy back on and put the drum pressure back to the drum to help give you your braking power in the rear. All right, got this little ball right here. Don't forget that rubber washer that went back there too, almost forgot. Then you're gonna get your new cotter pin. You're gonna put that puppy in through there. And I just snugged that piece down, that's all. That piece just needs snugged down. Grab your spring, put it all the way through. Gonna grab, I don't know what to call this, but you're gonna grab this. I'm gonna put that through there, to which it will thread through. And then I'm gonna grab this piece and push the drum all the way forward. And you can leave it at an open point right now because we're going to readjust it a little bit later. So in the repair manual, it shows on the rear axle VT600 mine is a 93, so 91 to 96 it's going to be 66 foot-pounds. Now you're going to want to make sure that you set the rear axle to 66 foot-pounds. Okay. So now we are going to just double check on the other side, which it does. So now we got the rear axle torqued down to spec. And now all we have left to do, we're gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure that all that we have left to do now is to torque the chain down. Let's do that. Now if you remember, I said that it was on 5. So we're gonna set it to 5. All right, now we're gonna go to the other side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notches. Seems like that's a good mark. So we gotta tighten the adjuster a little bit. We tensioned both of the chain tensioners, and then we got the axle, we got the spacer, we got the lock nut in. We screwed our exhaust screw in. We tightened up the exhaust a little bit. We got everything all torqued up to spec. All that's left to do is drop this bike down and take it for a test ride. Only do it around the block. Don't take it on the highway first. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in for this video. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. Maybe leave some comments, leave some love down in the comments below. If you'd like to see any other kind of videos, parts being installed on this bike, please leave a comment down below on what you'd like to see. If you liked it, again, please like and subscribe. And have a good rest of your day. I appreciate the love and support on my channel. See you guys.